Hello guys! I know that I've already posted all of this content on my original account, but I also wanted to share my opinion about this season here. As many of you requested, I'll be using my real voice for the upcoming videos and see how it will perform. So, Season 4 of From. Overall, I enjoyed this season. I will give it a 6 out of 10. The main problem is that this season feels mid compared to the first 3 seasons. It felt more like a build-up to the season finale, which is why we got so many plot lines with literally no resolution. To be honest with you, I don't know how they're going to wrap everything up because they still need to answer a lot of questions. I was expecting that by now we will know almost everything about this place, or at least 80% of it. But after watching this season, I think that we only know about 30% of the lore. We still don't know anything about the men in yellow. We still don't know how they're going to get home or what they need to do with the bones. Of course, we can speculate that they need to bring the bones to the Lake of Tears, which is beneath the lighthouse. I actually made a video about this, which I link in the comments, where I explain why the battle tree was so important. In short, the tree was important because it was a shortcut to the lighthouse. Now that it's been cut down, they have to take the longer route to reach the lighthouse, and they'll probably face even more dangers along the way. We saw in Season 1 that Boyd and Sarah eventually found the lighthouse, but in order to get there, they had to walk through the woods for an entire day. Then, during the night, their tent was dragged by a mysterious creature. After that, they found themselves in a part of forest filled with giant spider webs. And they still didn't even reach the lighthouse. We can see that they still had a long journey ahead of them. Meanwhile, Tabitha went through the tree and arrived there instantly. This is why the tree was so important. Going back to the main point of this video, I have to say that I expected much more from this season, especially when it comes to Julie's storywalking arc. It felt like a letdown to see them completely abandon this plotline during the second half of the season. Julie's storywalking is such a great narrative device that they could use to reveal the true history of this place. They could literally have Julie walk all the way back to the beginning, to the original sacrifice. Another thing that felt like a complete waste of time was the golem. I think they spent around 30 minutes of screen time on it, and in the end it didn't even matter. Hopefully this plotline becomes relevant in Season 5, because they need to justify all of that build-up. One more plotline that I think was mishandled was the poltergeist. We got this random apparition in episode 1, after which it completely disappeared, only to reappear in the last episode. What's even worse is that nobody even batted an eye. It was like, yeah, it's completely normal to see your entire kitchen flying around. This is why I said that this season felt mid. It was a build-up season. Instead of getting more answers, we just ended up with even more questions. I waited an entire week before making this video, just to see what will stick with me after some time had passed. Now, I don't want to sound like a hater and say that we didn't get any answer, because we actually did. We learned that Sophia was responsible for Sarah's voices. We learned that all of Jay's previous reincarnations were killed by the townspeople. We learned that Thomas was the man in yellow manipulating the Matthews family. We also learned that what happened to Abby is now happening to Henry. And honestly, that's all the major information I can remember from this season. Meanwhile, I'll still have a dozen questions. Is that really all we're going to get about the dolls? What's about that poltergeist? What's the conclusion to Henry's hallucinations? Does he still believe they are all real? What was that red lighting? Why did it suddenly get dark outside? What's the end goal with the bones? And don't even get me started on all the unanswered questions we still have from previous seasons, like who the hell is Martin? If you ask me, I think the best thing about this season was the acting. Sophia and Victor absolutely nailed every scene they were in. Henry's breakdown at Miranda's grave was also a masterclass. What really surprised me was Fatima becoming a monster. I did not see that coming. If she was going to become an entity in that place, I actually expected her to become the kimono lady, because of the resemblance between them and the fact that both of them were involved in the rebirth process. One more thing that threw me off this season was how important characters from previous seasons were reduced to almost nothing. like Kenny, Randall, and Donna, while background characters like Clara and Patty suddenly got so much screen time. Overall, I think this season was okay. It didn't disappoint me, but it also didn't leave a great impression. I'll be start making more videos on this channel from now on, so sorry for the long absence. See you in the next one, guys.